I like to make mixes that I want to listen to. It's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same thing.
Sure.
Like, the way I come to put a mix together is, when would I listen to this, or when do I have an hour to do something, or is there a block of time? So it's like, it's for the car, it's for a drive, it's for doing the laundry. I always think about when I come to a mix, right? Because it's 40 minutes of listening where you're not pressing next, or you're like, it's just playing
40
through.
minutes of dedicated listening.
So 40 minutes to an hour, like, I have to keep you engaged. So that's how I'll mix. So I'll mix to be like, okay, is this gonna keep me engaged for this long, or is this getting too tiresome? And then it's not meant to be something you focus on listening to. Like, you put it on and you leave it there. But if you do listen to it, there's a bit of a story to it.
Hopefully, they give you enough clout before
I
your
just want to
set.
steal some clout and then dip. That's
Yeah.
it.
Can you guys hear yourselves okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yo, yeah, I can
Nice.
myself.
Oh, gorgeous.
yeah.
Listen to that voice.
Whose voice?
Okay, so
Whose voice is that?
yeah,
You sound good, bro.
Me?
I've never seen you on mic before in person. I didn't know it dipped that low like that. That's so steezy.
This is my normal voice, bro.
Nah, man, that's
I was
your
be talking like this. Nah, I'm not.
high pitch, low pitch.
This is my normal voice.
Yeah. All right, so first, official chat of the day. Ike from Pluto, my homie Tevin. Welcome
What's
to
up,
Master
bro?
Flats. It's
Thanks
good to
for
have
having
you.
us.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, how you feeling today? How's the vibe of the festival so far?
Bro, the vibe is chill, bro.
Yeah.
But it's like a good chill.
Can I get that voice
You know
back,
what
please, man? Can you do
I mean? The vibe's
Yeah,
chill.
that's what I like to hear, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
like, it's calm.
And these like studio quality mics, they're picking it all up properly. You know what I mean?
good, bro.
Yeah, we weren't gonna fuck you on the engineering side, man. We wanted to sound clean and raspy and all the above, you know.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
So guys, what's happening today? What's any new music in the set? What's the plan?
Yeah, most of the set is new music.
Great.
Just because I haven't really put out anything this year. I've been making music, but I think I've only dropped once this year.
Yeah.
I haven't even performed Piss Take, so I dropped Piss Take in March, I think.
Yeah.
And I haven't even performed it this year. So
True. Why are you pulling back from the shows? Is it more just to keep your head in the space of production and writing, or?
I've just been too busy.
Fair.
Just
'Cause
just
you-
be 100% honest. Like I just haven't had the time for music that I wanted to have.
Totally, but man, you're pushing the boxing. Is that the right term?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing great, man. The footage is terrifying. You're like Mike Tyson out there, bro.
I
How's it all
wouldn't say
going?
that. I wouldn't say that. That's going good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm heading overseas again in a couple of weeks, but yeah. I mean, I think next year will be a big year for me with music.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of times like plan a lot of things and ideate, and yeah, I'm ready to make some shit happen next year.
Go,
I'm good to curse a little bit.
I've been cursing
Hell
all
yeah.
day, so you know it is
Good.
what it is. Yeah, but dude, I want to give people who are watching context. We go way back in the scene, man. Like when you were coming up with Weirdo Gang.
Bro, we've
early
known
on.
each other since maybe 2016.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I remember it was like you, me, Jedbury, the boys, Kofi as well was playing
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
around that time. You know, it was
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
was a real Canberra community, man, coming
The
up.
scene was really there were a lot of shows back then. I feel like there's not as many shows as there used to be.
I totally agree. The
Yeah,
access
yeah.
was there. Like you could just go to transit on like a
Yeah,
open
there
mic
would be
night basically
some.
and do your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
And now it's
Even
the same, man. It's
Lowbrow
really,
as well. Lowbrow was popping back then.
Yeah.
Before they closed down.
Crazy.
They had the shipping container
Yep.
place at
That was my
New
first show
Acton.
ever in
Yeah.
2014 at Westside Acton Park.
Really?
Yeah, my first ever show.
So that was dope. I feel like that was a major hit to the city when that got closed down.
Yeah. And then it's been, there's been some good things since, man. Like transit reopening, that
Yeah,
was a beautiful
yeah,
thing for a while.
yeah.
But unfortunately, man, it's hard to keep things going in Canberra, man. I feel like the live scene's kind of dire at the moment. And I'm actually looking to put something on with a new venue soon that's going to hopefully be like the go-to band showcase
Hell
of
yeah,
Canberra's talent,
hell
because
yeah.
it frustrates me, bro, that we have the talent here. We all know it.
Yeah, but
people aren't
no one
aware
can
of it.
play. There's nowhere for anyone to play really.
Yeah.
And like, so if we want to do a show, we have to put it on ourselves, and that costs a lot of money.
Expensive,
And
venue
it
hire
takes a
fees,
lot of
promotion
time.
fees, absolutely.
You end up in the red.
Yep.
And it's like it's cool. Like when I put on a couple shows last year, and like they were great shows. I'm glad I did. I had this guy MC one of them. You know
Fuck
what
yeah.
I mean? And I'm
MC
glad.
duty, hell yeah.
I'm glad I did it. But at the end of the day, I lost money. I learned a lot, but I lost money, and I put myself in a position where this year I wasn't able to do any. You know what I mean? So
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, bro, like we toured end of last year for Other Side, the single I put out.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the first time we've ever toured. I've done 6 national headline tours in my time. It was the first time I've ever been able to approach venues and go, hey, like, this is what we do. We believe in what we do. We're this good. We've done these shows. Can we at least break even? Can you give us a small guarantee so we can just break even on these shows, pay supports well? And every venue, except for Melbourne, because post-COVID Melbourne was pretty hard.
Yeah, of
every
course,
venue was willing to meet us in the middle and give us a guarantee fee, which was really generous.
Yeah,
and I
sweet,
shouted out everybody on social media when we finished that tour. I was like, I deeply appreciate this because post-COVID, like, it's been fucking hard, man. And people really backed us and let us play that tour. So, yeah. But Tevin, I know you're more in the, would it be fair to say the DJ scene, bro? Is that like...
Yeah, I guess so. It's DJ and events, right? Creative scene. I wouldn't want to say I want to be as much in there. Like, I don't want to be tied to one space because I think there's a lot that interests me.
You're a premium selector, though, bro.
Yeah, but, you know, DJ...
When this guy plays...
I do want to say, man, your taste is exceptional.
I mean... I feel like I want to play what I want to hear.
What you like, totally. Yeah.
And if other people like it, that's always a bonus. If they don't, I mean, like, everyone's welcome to do their own thing, right?
Totally.
I mean, bro, if you want to play your own music, like, go and do it. It's not that hard.
Sure.
Well, I mean, it is hard, but talking about venues and everything like that, you know, trying to get into a space that will allow that is tough. I think we just need more of it. In terms of event, live music, everything, I think it's all in the same sort of umbrella.
Agreed, bro. Well, to be honest, man, I want to start doing house parties. I need to find a house that'll have me. And I want it to be respectful. I want it to be like very limited, only people we know, nothing like fucking Project X or anything. But I reckon house shows the way we can do it and not have all these crazy venue costs and shit. Like that might be the way to do it.
And start just rebuilding a bit of that community, like tight-knit community network. Because I think that's been a little bit of an issue as well, is that there are a lot of people with good ideas and they're doing their own thing, but we haven't been coming together as much. And I don't think that's like anyone's fault in particular. That's just how life is sometimes. You don't have the time, or maybe you might not have the time, or you don't have the perspective to think, maybe I need to bring these people together and hear their ideas, and sometimes as well being able to meet in the middle on ideas as well, because sometimes we all, especially creative people, we get an idea and then we want to see it through, but sometimes blending with someone else can lead to something bigger and better, I think.
Yeah. And how did you find that in Weirdo Going Man? Because you're obviously a 3-piece group.
Yeah,
How did you find that creative process in the group compared to like what you're doing now, which is like solo?
That was, to be honest, I don't think we ever fully worked it out, just because we were new to music when we started. It wasn't like we were all doing music and then we came together as a group. You know what I mean? We were pretty much new to music when we started, so it was definitely challenging to know what sort of the creative direction was with the songs. And I think for us, because we weren't together long enough, I think we didn't work out how to put solid concepts together, because we'd all have our own concepts that we wanted to approach, but we had to find what we had in common, and so that would take away most of the substance
and the
to be able to
individuality
deliver a product. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think what we did do as a group was really work out how to deliver a really great live performance, and now all three of us have that ability on our own as well. So
we're playing one of your videos in the background, by the way, just so you know.
Oh shit.
I also want to shout out Party, man. Party's voice is fucking next level. I'm such a fan.
Yeah.
What was the song where he's on the bus, the music video? Can you tell me which one that is?
Redeem.
My favorite song.
That's my favorite song of his as well. It's a really good song. Real like soul food, that song is.
Yeah. It's still groovy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Tevin, we met a while ago, I'm going to say 2019, at Kross when you were working there. Yeah, I met you and Horse there. I remember just coming in because my homie Seaton, Young Marta, shot a music video in Kross for Nike Ticks, his biggest song, I think. And you guys were super supportive of him, and he actually told me about you guys, and he was like, you guys are doing great things culturally, like you let him come into the store and do his thing. Dude, tell me more about that and how that experience was, because that's how I originally knew you, and then I found out you did music from there.
Yeah, well, the music thing sort of was sitting in the background. It was never... It was something that almost came about by accident.
Yeah.
Being around the scene, so I'm a little bit older, so around the club scene when I was younger, and then having Kross as a platform helped that as well, because you had a venue, so people were able to do shows there. We didn't plan on doing it as shows, but after Seaton came through, we thought, look, here's a space that we could genuinely work with other people. So we used the shop as a platform that wasn't just, you know, a barbershop, clothing store, sneakers or whatever. We used it as like a place, a community place, so everyone could come through, do a show. If you wanted, supported it. Obviously, if you're aligned, and most people did. You know, you had to come in and sort of pitch to us. You know, what's your reasoning? Why do you want to use our space? Rather than, you know, you just want to come and perform and you need a space. Yeah. But why do you also align with us?
Why your space in particular?
Yeah, exactly. And if the reason clicked, then, you know, we were more than happy to jump on board or help out where we could.
That's so great when it's just about the culture and the ideas, man.
Yeah.
And genuine alignment, like you just said. That's the best way.
For me, it's always been about, you know, if I click with you, I'm more than happy to help. It doesn't matter in what way. So that's why when we sort of said before, you know, doing DJ stuff or whether it's photography or whatever it is, if I click with you and I gel with you, I'll jump in. Yeah. So that helped us run a bit of a platform, you know, DJing there and then doing a pop-up there and then seeing if the pop-up would work and then that leading into events as well. It just, it was a really good, it's sad to see, you know, COVID really messed things up.
Bro, retail, damn.
Yeah, retail took a massive hit and it was hard to run that space, but it was also, for me, I think for a lot of people, Kross wasn't just a store. Like, you could actually come and hang out.
100%.
You could kick back. You didn't even have to spend money if you want.
Well, I was about to say, I was just hanging around at that point, man. I wasn't even like trying to pitch you guys. I just liked your vibe. I liked Horse's vibe. Yeah. And I think I was there so long that I was like, Horse, can we do something together creatively? Just so I'm like, I'll just like kicking it here all the time. And then Horse made the Nobody jacket, which was really dope. A funny story, actually, the reason I did that was because I wanted to make some really unique like tour merch for our fans. So I wanted to make this one-of-one jacket that I wore on the tour and then gave it to one of the people that came to the shows, like someone I didn't know, which was dope. But I gave it to this this girl, really lovely girl. And then unbeknownst to me, at the time, my homie Lewis came up to this girl and was like, hey, do you want $400 for the jacket? And she sold it to him. and this is in 2019. And I was, because I'm moving to Sydney soon, so I'm packing up all my shit. I'm like, what happened to that jacket? That motherfucker. So I call Lewis, I'm like, Lewis, bro, can you post me my jacket? He's like, yeah, bet. So he's had the jacket for like 3-4 years now after buying it from a fan. Wow. And I'm happy to have it back without having to like take it from anyone. You know what I mean? So I get to like have that memorabilia.
Yeah, you could like frame it or something.
And maybe give us another fan at a later date. But,
that's cool.
But the jacket's still in, and it's in the Nobody video as well.
Slide in a bit. Sure. Falling out the camera. Yeah.
How's that?
He's just scared of us.
Look at you! Look at his arms, man. Come on now. I've seen the fight footage, man. It's great.
Dude,
it's so
good.
dope. Yeah. Can you talk me through the mentality of, because I have deep respect for professional athletes. Like I'm not anywhere near one myself, but I just think, I imagine the mindset and the discipline of routine must be like next level. Can you talk me through how that is for you and how that aligns with yourself?
I think the hardest thing is getting through the constant, I wouldn't call them failures and I wouldn't call them setbacks either, but the constant moments of falling short, particularly in training, because I mean, obviously you need to have a really high level of training, like I do 20 hours a week of training, and to get to that, but then to be able to maintain that, you need to have a mentality that when something isn't working, you're just going to come and try and make it work the next time. That's easier said than done, because oftentimes when something isn't working in sport, particularly in combat sport, it's because something's hurting, or you know what I mean, or something's making you feel like you're gonna pass out and vomit or something, you know what I mean? So it's being able to, you're gonna get to that point and push through that point and understand that next time you do that, you're gonna be able to do it a bit better. So that's it's just the consistency. I think is the hardest thing. That's where most people fall short, regardless of talent or skill or whatever it is that you just have to keep showing up over and over and over.
And not be hard on yourself in that process, right?
Yeah, 100%. You have to accept that you can't be at 100% of the time. You're going to be at 100% maybe one day of the year.
Yeah, and I think that takes a little bit of pressure off, right? If you think that way, if you go like, I might not be 100% today, but I'm still going to fucking put the hours in and do the work.
Definitely. And so for me, my mentality is that I'm always trying to raise my floor. You know, you talk with athletes, you talk about your floor and your ceiling. So your ceiling is your best possible performance. Your floor is your worst. So I'm always trying to raise my floor. I'm always trying to make my worst day better than what it currently is.
Wow.
Because that way, if I come in and I'm having a bad day, you know what I mean? I want my bad day to be better than my opponent's best day. So I'm always focusing on, like, the best training sessions are the ones where I feel really flat. I feel tired. Things aren't working, and pushing through that, because like my worst day now would be probably equal to my best day 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's like, just keep raising that floor.
Yeah.
Your ceiling will always go up if your floor is going up. So that's what I focus on. Yeah.
Dope. Talk me through comparison then, because it sounds like you're almost exclusively comparing yourself to yourself, or your former self, your current self, which I think is so healthy. Whenever I do that, I feel better. If I'm only comparing my music to my shit 3 years ago, man, the growth's fucking incredible in my objective opinion. Do you find that where does comparison come into you? Like, do you look at other people, the way they're moving or anything like that? Or are you kind of like tunnel vision yourself?
These days, and obviously it's difficult, you know, growing up in a sport and like trying to mature as an athlete. But these days, when I look at somebody else, if I look at them do something well, I don't ever think, oh, why can't I do that? I just want to understand how they do that and why they do that. And then can I do that?
Cool.
Can I learn
Great
that?
approach.
That's the only thing that I look at when I see somebody do something. And then when I look at myself, it's hard. You got to find a balance between analyzing what you do well so that you can have more moments of doing that, and then also analyzing what you're doing wrong. And sometimes, I think the hardest thing is looking at a good performance and still finding what you've done wrong in that performance. Because sometimes you have a good performance, but you're doing things wrong, but you just happen to get away with it.
Yeah.
And so then people often overlook those things, and then they never end up tidying them up, and then they get caught out later.
So I'm guessing you film all your fights then?
I try to. I try to. I mean, these days, most of the fights that I have are already getting filmed by someone anywhere. So I can always get access. But even like just sparring footage or like training footage, the more of it that I can have, the better. That I can look at, my coach can look at and stuff. And that really helps me develop, I think, especially because I'm very much a visual learner, I think. So being able to see something rather than just having a coach tell me you're doing this, if I can't see it, it gets a bit harder to work on it, I guess.
And be objective, because it's different feeling that you're doing something and seeing how you're actually doing it. That's why I started filming all our shows as well, so we can clearly see.
Yeah, exactly. It's important with live performances, absolutely important as well. Yeah.
Crucial. Yeah. Tevin, what's coming up next for you, man? What are you working on at the moment creatively?
It's a secret.
Yeah, because you're tied to Sydney a lot, right? You do like a lot of work in Sydney as well.
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
I'm thinking of Jesse as well. Like, are you guys working on stuff together? Or?
No, not at the moment. So nothing set, but the next time I'm booked in is 9th of November. That's here, Culture Flip. I don't know if that's been put out anywhere
it's
yet.
An official plug right now. Masterclass exclusive. Yeah.
The 9th. The 9th. I won't announce anything else, but that's
I'm pretty sure it has been announced. Actually,
it has.
I'm pretty sure it's been teased at least.
I think they've said the dates.
I
won't release any lineups, but look,
I don't think you're gonna have Marnia coming to your house.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing a house call.
But yeah, the 9th lineup looks good. Venue looks good. I feel good.
Fantastic, bro.
I'm excited to play some stuff. A lot of flips.
Yep.
A lot of I spent a lot of time off, so I had a lot of stuff that I was sitting there waiting to play.
Yeah.
So I think this will be a good time to display it.
Cool.
I got a good time slot. You know, I'm happy with where I'm playing, with who's playing after and everything. So I think it'll be good. That's pretty much the only thing that's locked in.
Dope.
But always working in the background.
Yeah, likewise.
Always
man.
working in the background.
I love that.
Yeah.
And are you posting mixes currently on like your SoundCloud and stuff?
I did. I posted a mix last month.
Yeah.
Fire.
Give us the handle, man. Give us the
I've
handle.
spun it a few times already.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So like, I like to make mixes that I want to listen to. It's the same thing.
Sure.
Like, the way I come to put a mix together is, when would I listen to this, or when do I have an hour to do something, or is there a block of time? So it's like, it's for the car, it's for a drive, it's for doing the laundry.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you can just put on.
That mix for me, just speaking from like a listener perspective, for me feels like, you know, if you have like sort of a group of people over, it's not a party, just like 10, 15 people, you just hanging out, like, and you know, maybe a little bit of dancing, a little bit of playing games, that kind of stuff. That's the mix for that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
100%.
It's so like, I always think about when I come to a mix, right? Because it's 40 minutes of listening where you're not pressing next, or you're like, it's just playing through.
40 minutes of dedicated listening.
So 40 minutes to an hour, like, I have to keep you engaged. So that's how I'll mix. So I'll mix to be like, okay, is this gonna keep me engaged for this long, or is this getting too tiresome? And then it's not meant to be something you focus on listening to. Like, you put it on, you leave it there. But if you do listen to it, there's a bit of a story to it. So the way it's put together,
or like dedicated listening in either way.
Yeah. So like if you
both,
go in, you can just play it in the background. But if you listen, and I tell you, there's sort of a story in this, and you look at it and maybe listen back, you might pick something up. So it's like the album art, the naming, everything sort of ties in. So
great.
It's it's called Better With You.
Dope.
It's on SoundCloud.
Sick.
So check it out.
What's your SoundCloud, man?
My SoundCloud it should be It's Tevino. It's a link in bio. It's
Cool.
Tevino. It should be.
Tevin Schmiro on Instagram, I think is your handle.
It's changed. It's
changed.
Tevino.
Tevino on Instagram.
ITSTEVINHO. But
Very
that's where it is.
Yeah.
But part 2, the way I did it was to be in like 2 parts. So there's like this is a relaxing part, and then the next part will probably be a bit more upbeat.
Cool.
So like you can choose, but it should lead into the next. So it was one of those, you get an itch, and it just felt like I needed to record this.
Great.
So it was live. So I just I did it, but like I had the songs together. But whenever I record a mix, like it's all recorded live. So
you're DJing and actually mixing live.
So I hit record,
great.
and then you just press play.
Wow.
But there's
That's old school.
That's
bro.
dope.
there's certain
old
bits
school.
in it that are like laid over. So there's like sound bites and stuff that are put in there that add to the story. So
Yeah.
it's like when I listen back to it, I was like, okay, this is the casual listening bit of it. I was like, this is what I was trying to do. So I can add little bits. So I'm not chopping and changing things, but it's like, okay, I might loop this and extend it. So there'll be like, there's a bit in there where it's like ringing and hanging up.
Yeah.
So like that's added in after. That wasn't in the song, or like, there'll be little sound clips like that where there's like VCR recordings or whatever. That's all laid in after.
Yeah.
Because when I'm
Transitions
recording, I'm
too, I'm
not.
guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. But when I'm mixing it, it's like, I'll be listening to tracks, and I'm old school. Like I'll write a literal. I'll take screenshots when I'm listening to music, and then I'll go through my screenshots, and then I'll get a pen and paper, and I'll write it out how I'd want to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then after I've played it, then I'll go and I'll record that. And then, so that's just the process. But when I do it, it's like, all right, I've been listening and trawling through all this music. How do I want to share this with everyone?
Cool.
So like that's my process with making a mixtape. Because if you're just mixing and recording songs, like that's cool, but I think if I'm gonna spend some time naming something and putting a mix out, there's definitely a progression. Whereas the first couple of mixtapes when I was in ISO and you're just recording, it was like, you know what, I've put this together, but it's not as well thought out as what the progression was. I think that's a natural progression whenever you do things, right? I was like you were talking about self-improvement. If my mixes all sound the same from 1 to this is 6 or whatever
It'll be stagnant, yeah.
that's not what I'm pushing for.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not trying to get better at something, then I probably won't do it anymore. So I think that's why I stopped. I wasn't mixing or doing music or pushing for any reason to get better.
Yeah.
So I took 12 months off, and then I was like, I really feel really good about coming back.
Great,
so you should. I just think it's better that way. You don't get lost in creating.
Yeah.
That's healthy, I think, because a lot of people as well, I think with social media, always feel this pressure to continue to have content. And it's like, sometimes you don't have content, or sometimes you don't need to have content.
And then it becomes inauthentic if you're trying to fill those gaps.
So just, pull back and just do you. And then when it feels right, it feels right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a pressure, right?
Because I mean, I do agree that, if you're trying to grow a brand or whatever, content is king, and the more you push out, generally, the more you grow. But at the same time, you got to think about what do you really care about? You know what I mean? Like, do you care about your mental health? Do you care about your quality of life balance, that kind of thing? Like, because for me, like I say, like not doing shows this year, really only putting out one song. It's just because if I did try and push for all that stuff, I would be falling apart right now. I just wouldn't.
Balance is the most
just
important
wouldn't
thing.
be able to do it. So
Yeah. And also, like you said, it's got to speak to however you like facilitate marketing your work has to speak to who you are, right?
Absolutely.
Like I've been debating in my head, because I'm sure you've seen artists that have like dedicated time to TikTok and built up followings every year, and then are touring stadiums and shit. You're like, wow, that's a really clear trajectory there.
Of course,
I hate being on my fucking phone.
Yeah.
I do not like being on my phone. So why would and I did this for like 2 months. I tried the TikTok thing.
I was trying as well.
I did it just to do it, you know what I mean? Just to see. So I worked on this content.
Experiment,
shot it every day, posted every day for like, I think it was like 3.5, 4 weeks. And the growth was there, the numbers were improving, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was anxious as hell, man.
Yeah.
And I couldn't push through it because I was like, damn, this is not feeding me at all. And it's taking time away from what I really love to do that is fulfilling me. So yeah, I think it's just trial and error. But like you said before, authenticity, speaking to who you are, figure out a way to do it when it's authentic and meaningful.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to matter at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Not like inconsistent.
Yeah. I've personally settled on like, when I do, because my next project is actually more or less finished. Whenever I get around to putting it out, I've already settled on the fact that I'm not going to do a social media run with it. Don't know how that's going to go over with the label, but we'll work that out when we get to it.
Yeah.
But I want everything that I do to market it to be either physical marketing or in-person marketing, one way or the other. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I might run social media ads, but just regular ads. I'm not going to try and make any short form content, anything like that. I don't care. I don't want to do it.
Have you explored the ad side, man?
A little bit.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I've only really just tried starting to do it now. I was talking to Owen about this before, about doing conversion campaigns to Spotify and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never seen a better return on investment than paid marketing in Ads Manager.
Yeah, and
It's
insane. I had Good Intent run my PR for my Bricky Sunshine release, as well as my release for You'll See last year as well.
Yeah.
And I did see a massive return on what they did. And so I will definitely think about doing an ad campaign through social media, but other than that, I'm not really interested in. Like, I'm just like, I haven't even been spending much time on social media. When I go in there, it's like to check a couple messages and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not interested in that. I want to be able to, I'd rather genuinely and
they're back to plan, man.
I'd rather genuinely and authentically connect with 100 people than sort of have this cheap, short, fused connection with 1,000 people.
Sure, yeah. Make choices creatively that are speaking to those 50 core people. That they're gonna fuck with you and care about. Like, don't be afraid to like grow and try different shit if they're gonna follow you in that journey. If you lose, like John Bellion when he made his second album was like, he made his, biggest song of all time, and he went a different record direction where he like had Quincy Jones program some horn section and shit. And he was like, are the fans of this major song gonna care if I do this or not? It doesn't matter, because if I lose like 20% of my fans in the process, but the core loyal ones are riding with me on this journey, it's worth it. And he's not gonna hinder his own growth to appease people who may or may not stick with him as well. So yeah, that's fun for me at the moment, dude, as well, is like trying to figure out what the core philosophy of that fan base could look like, and how we're going to align, how they're going to connect to me in the music. And I'm trying to figure that out as I approach the mixtape release next year as well.
100%. I think that word connection is really important, because I think, obviously, we're trying to do music as a business, and so we can't act like, oh, it's just a passion or whatever. But I think with art, if you try to commercialize it too much and try to think of it too much as just a product that you're trying to sell, then you end up losing the essence of what the art is in the first place. And at the end of the day, it's about connection. The way you sell the art is by connecting with people, but if you just focus on selling it, then you're going to stop connecting. And then at the end of the day, it's almost like, what's the point?
And so selling should be a byproduct of connection. Totally.
Exactly. And so I think that's important, is be finding the people that you connect with, and making sure that you do connect with them, and then you can bring them on your journey. I think that's 100% the best way to do things.
Perfectly said.
Yeah.
So how are you defining what that audience looks like for you? Like, are you creating with someone in mind other than yourself? Are you like, I'm curious to know how you're trying to form that.
I mean, for me, music has always been about creating music for myself, a bit like how you play music that you want to hear. I've always tried to create music that I want to hear. And so that has kind of made it difficult to sort of, I guess, define a demographic, if you will, particularly because I'm interested in so many different styles of music. But I guess that's the demographic that I'm looking at, is those people that they love such a wide array of genres, like the type of person that one day is listening to all Afro beats and the next day is listening to all house music, and then the day after that's all R&B, and the day, like, you know what I mean, maybe it might be punk the next day or whatever it is. Because me, like, I grew up on just as much 50 Cent as I grew up on Linkin Park, you know what I mean?
Well said.
I grew up on just as much Radiohead as I grew up on Erykah Badu, you know what I mean? So if I try to bog myself down in one space,
you wouldn't have the
I'm not going to fulfill
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
And I know that there are other people that are fulfilled by having that wide array of tastes.
Yeah.
And I personally love it when an artist that I like some of their music goes in another direction and does it well as well. So,
or when they do that and you don't like it, and then you're challenged a bit and you're like, whoa,
like,
what?
Well, you know what? At least they're doing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
they always
100%,
have more longevity.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been my process lately, man. Is really just refining my own taste as well, like trying to experience as much different art and music as I can, and like become very objective and like, yes, I like this, I don't like this, this is why, and that's helped me in my own process be like really efficient and go like yes, no, very clearly to every decision and just move with a bit of speed.
Yeah.
Because it's all about your own taste, right, and what you like.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it gets hard sometimes if you don't do that and you sort of don't think about what you do and don't like and why you do and don't like it. It sort of puts you in this position where you then don't know what you want to create. And you don't even know if you actually like what you're creating sometimes. I've definitely been there where I've been chasing a certain sound and then been making it and be like, I don't even know if I like this or not. You know what I mean? I'm proud of it, but I don't know if I like it. So
is that because you're going for a certain level of quality?
No, I think more just that I'll be chasing a sound because I'm intrigued by it. Yeah. But I don't even know if I actually enjoy that type of music.
But you have to explore that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you won't know until it's alive.
Yeah.
Tight. Guys, this has been dope.
Tough. Yeah. I was gonna say, let's get out there and let's enjoy.
I want to see some shows for sure. You guys are playing at 4:30 today?
I think 5:15. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. We're moments away from the set. How you guys feeling?
100%. Oh, I feel good. I feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
This is a great pair. I like this a lot. This is gonna be a good show.
Yeah, we haven't played together before, so this is cool.
Hectic.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'm excited, guys.
Tough.
Well, thank you for chatting, boys. I appreciate it.
it.
My dude, thank you. Thank you, Tev.